Kenya, Nigeria, South Africa, these three countries are leading a new movement centered around no-code technology for building mobile apps. These applications, accessible within smartphone reach, are usually very expensive to develop. But the so-called low-code or no-code technology makes it possible to save these prohibitive development costs by creating applications without coding, or almost. Our journalist Edwin Kariuki visited some of the inventors of these solutions of tomorrow in Nairobi.
Maureen Esther Achieng is wading through uncharted waters and creating a path that she believes will be beneficial to the next generation of techies. In her Nairobi apartment, she begins her day at midday, a day spent teaching students from all over the globe how to code easily.
Only 0.3% of the world's population can create software. That leaves 99.7% of the world's potential going to waste. And that is why no-code is so huge, because no-code is now empowering non-tech people to be able to participate in tech.
She is emerging as an authority in this field that she stumbled upon in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. Now she spends her days teaching other young people the art of creating apps using low or no code at all.
Like you would tell someone I build apps without coding and they will look at you like, how do you do that? I still get such reactions, but the more we talk about it, the more I talk about apps that have been built without code, like Richard, Duelito, Yadguru, Studio Time, Wheel Price. All these are global app businesses that have been launched without code, Revitize, New Notions, all these. So the more I talk about that, the more people understand that actually this can be done without writing a single line of code.
The no-code movement, as she calls it, is relatively new here in Kenya. Only a handful of students have shown interest in learning the ropes of creating mobile applications. Andrew Kisilu is one such man.
So what I seek to do is solve common people's problems with an aim of bettering their lives and bettering our lives altogether.
Andrew isn't your traditional techie. He is more at home on the football pitch where he plays soccer. But the COVID-19 pandemic closed the pitch and saw him hang up his boots, albeit begrudgingly. To while away the time, he joined Maureen's class. He says the technology is helping him stay away from mischief while offering solutions to many like him.
I actually ventured into no coding during the period when Corona hit. Okay, so we were locked down in our houses. We didn't have anything to do, and me being a major part of my day being taken by football, I was unable to go on with my day-to-day activities. So I had a lot of time on my hands, and what happened is through a friend of mine, I got to learn about the no-code movement.
Andrew, just like his mentor and trainer, believes that Kenya and Africa are ripe for the no-code revolution. The ability to create mobile apps that offer solutions to local problems is being touted as a game changer in the way small businesses operate.
I have seen people digitize their knowledge in so many ways, but just building apps, educational apps, social apps, business apps, using no-code. So we have to get away from this mindset of how is it going to put food on my table.
I've seen how much we struggle with connecting with top professional coaches. What happened is I felt the urge to tap into this problem we have. If I can be able to offer a kid somewhere an opportunity to connect with a top coach because they are actually talented, and also help the coaches because they are actually pretty committed with their day-to-day activities. So if I'm able to bridge that gap, bring the player to the coach, and have the coach look at the player without actually taking them or derailing them away from their day-to-day activity.
The disruption caused by the uptake of this type of coding has been met with skepticism and outright rejection by the more traditional coders. Maureen believes there's enough room for both to coexist.
The people who are creating these no-code tools are software developers, yeah? So the smart software developers are already creating these tools to empower non-tech people, while others are thinking, oh, you're now taking my job, or you're not as competent as I am. it shouldn't be that way. Of course, there've been a lot of backlash, but it's out of lack of knowledge, yeah? And there shouldn't be a war between non-tech and tech people.
Techpreneurs equipped with these coding skills like Andrew are not only offering solutions, but are also finding a way to earn and save that extra coin, money that would have been used to pay traditional coders to develop the same solutions at a much heftier cost.
First is speed. I mean, you can launch an app in a night, depending with how competent you are. So you don't need traditional coding. It will take you at least 2 to 8 months before you actually build a single app, depending also on the app idea. So one of the most advantageous things about no code is speed, and then the next thing is cost, because building a traditional app, it will require you at least not less than $10,000 to build that app.
Low-code developers are optimistic that the trend that is emerging will enable the majority of the youth in Africa, many of whom do not have training in IT, to get their hands on tools that will level the playing ground and give them a chance to compete on the global stage.
Where you have mighty networks, you will have